magic wand slash flute. Because, I'm representing Brooke. Got to play some music. Yes, people, that's right. The Chads are back. What? Only 1 week later could it be? Heartsea, the One Piece Chads didn't skip a chapter?
Yes, this is the first time since we started the show that we didn't have a break week.
Are we having one this next week?
No, there's no break week this week either.
He's dropping 10 out of 10
us.
chapters. Pure S tier Kino chapter. And then there's another one. Probably there's spoilers for the new one right now, but we're not getting into that. Maybe at the end of this, if there are any. We got a lot of chapter 1159 to get into, but I want to say hello to the folks jumping in the chat. We've got my dear friend Makudu Man, who thinks that even though he's not a member, that we should have him on the show. It's bad enough that the poor members in the Discord are saying, when do we get to call in after I promised that? But now this guy who won't even fork over $3 thinks he can come on and ridicule me. He says Heartsea's too much of a yes man. What does that imply? He just wants to talk shit to me? Like he says Heartsea's not mean enough to you? We've got Bronco, Corey, Chris, Joe Max, Filthy Dinger, Ghoul City Offline, Good Draws, and Filthy Dinger again. Reading spoilers, I'm not going to say it's gay, but it's been a long time since I read a new chapter of One Piece as a virgin who was not spoilered. Maybe I should try that for this week's chapter. Should I just avoid all spoilers this week and see what it's like?
Spoilers are pretty hard to avoid if you're in any like One Piece space, any like fandom, anywhere in the fandom. They're always posted everywhere.
And spoilers sometimes help you understand what you're reading. Like and then sometimes the spoilers maybe misunderstood themselves, and then people have a misperception for years.
I usually read the brief spoilers, but not the full summaries. That's usually what I do.
Heartsea doesn't give enough pushback. You have some pretty bad takes. This is coming from the man who said Wano is F tier and that the Roger flashback in Wano doesn't count because it was in Wano. So yeah, I don't want to hear that from him.
I disagreed with both of those opinions very much. I love Wano and I love the Odin flashback.
And I'll say this, even as the captain of the ship, now that Heartsea is an official member, according to the main series podcast, One Piece Virgin, he is the master strategist of the crew. So I'll say, as the strategist slash, old school royal fool, the one guy who can talk shit to the king and get away with it, that's Heartsea's role. I want you to push back, Heartsea. If I have a bad take or bad theory, like Makudu Man is saying, please be the voice of the people or the voice of the fool or the voice of the strategist, the voice of the Heartsea. Tell me why I'm a big fat retard every week. I'm fine by that. This is the world of One Piece. I'm going to say anything because anything can happen. That's why I like this story.
Hell yeah. I mean, I was right about the prediction of Ochoko being the traitor. I called it, and to be fair, I did call it based off his appearance and nothing else alone. I just thought he was really ugly, and if anyone was the traitor, it was him. And to be fair, I was right. That was the right prediction to make.
Yep. So we need to give Heartsea's props. I don't know if we can keep score in the tally in the comment section of correct predictions. I think Heartsea is now officially at 1. I said it was going to be Stussy, big fat retard of the week. I got a big goose egg over here on my correct prediction. So again, Makudu Man, Heartsea, let me have it. What's my punishment for not getting the One Piece guess correct?
I don't know. I don't think. I think just bragging rights goes to me.
Should I dump this steaming hot coffee on my cock?
If you want to, man.
I don't. I guess I do want to if I volunteered. That's fair. Heartsea also likes Wano. His opinion is invalid now. Fucking Makudu, man.
Bruh.
You know what? Fork over the $3, get in the Discord, and we'll have you on one day. No, we won't. Heartsea, other than being correct, what is your top of mind?
Oh my god, this This chapter is 11 out of 10. There's so many things I can point to, so many things I can go on and on about things that are interesting me right now. And I have the chapter pulled up right here. But I think the biggest thing to me right now is how sympathetic Teach is being painted right now. He's just this little boy kid who's being hunted because of his his Davy lineage. He's stuck on this island that's being torched. Everyone is being murdered left and right. And here's Monkey D. Dragon. He
Oh, Heartsy, we can't hear you. You got muted for a second there. Say the last 5 words again. No, we still can't hear you. Something bad happened to Heartsy.
hear me?
Okay, now we can, I think.
Hold on.
You're back.
Me? Wait.
Oh, he died.
Hello?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So the Buccaneer kid is here, fucking Kuma, and
we can't hear him again.
Fuck, I can't hear you. Shit! This is awful. I hate Discord.
It's okay.
I hate it. Sorry.
It's just a One Piece channel. Nobody's watching. It's no big deal. Maybe from now on we'll do this as a podcast just in case we have technical issues.
I fixed it. I can hear you now.
All right. Well, I'll cut that part out, but no, I won't because it's funny. Let's continue.
All right. Well, now we're 1-1 with technical issues. Last time I got distinct from you, and this time you got distinct from me. Is what it is.
Yeah, I'm sure it's somehow our fault, not the computer.
Yeah. Anyways, you couldn't hear me, could you, at all?
No, we might as well just start your sentence over.
Okay, so Monkey D. Dragon stumbling upon young Teach, and Miss Rocks, and from what we know, probably showing them
whoa! You talking about the very end of the chapter here?
Yeah.
So I believe young Teach and his mom are chained up in a cage, and Dragon is finding Shanks' mom, saying, "Please go save my twin boys from their evil father."
Huh? That would be.
Because if you look at the women, they're wearing different colored dresses. Teach's mom's wearing a black dress, Blackbeard's mom. And then the woman talking to Dragon, I believe, is wearing a white dress, and she's bleeding from getting stabbed.
Oh, that must be like a purposeful misdirect because those.
Well, it's this great parallel that fucking all this time, Shanks and Blackbeard were from the same island, having the same horrible, tragic backstory on the same day. It's just parallel panels.
Have you seen the theory that Shanks' mom is also a Davy clan member?
Wouldn't that be great if they're like, cousins or something? Or
right?
Yeah.
But I think the big reveal that this is the home of the Davy clan, and Shanks is here. The mom was murdered by what's his name?
Garling.
Garling, yeah.
And let's talk about that. That's one of the thematic elements of the week. Okay, last podcast I predicted that Garling raped, which is disgusting to say. We're not on TikTok. Rape, right. Okay? I was wrong. I said Garling raped poor Shanks' mom. Turns out she was probably just romantically entangled or tricked in some way, because when he pulls up as the Yassop, that he is, a horrible bad dad who has never seen his children and didn't even know he had twins, and she's like, "Oh, you're finally back, look." She's excited to see him, so maybe it was not rape. Maybe she was seduced by this sociopathic freak who then immediately stabs the woman and says, "Yeah, actually, your hometown island, I specifically chose for this place to be destroyed and everybody you know and love to be killed." So I was wrong about the rape. The question is, a philosophical question that has been debated for centuries, if not millennia, Heartsy. What is worse, rape or murder? Because I might have been wrong about the rape, but he does go on to murder her immediately. So maybe on some morality level, I was spiritually correct.
I feel like we're both in the same ballpark in terms of evil that you can commit. And speaking of evil, I think this might be the most evil we've seen the government / the celestial dragons. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a hell of a lot that this is the darkest chapter we've seen yet.
More than Lelucia getting obliterated by an atomic bomb.
To be fair, we didn't see anyone get destroyed by the lasers because we just saw the island get
Yeah, and
blown
that's just
up.
one like god complex guy. That's not really soldiers in the government shooting
Right,
people with tranks so that they can collect them in cages for a genocide hunt by
right.
the Israeli people.
And it's very interesting because the last episode we talked about how there's a disconnect between some members of the world government that are trying to separate themselves from the evil, trying to prop themselves up as the good ones in the government. But when you see things like this, you see soldiers are actively participating and shutting down any independent thought against this incident. You cannot separate yourself at that point. These are evil fucking people, all of them.
Speaking of interesting parallels in the chapter, let's talk about this. Exactly what you were saying. We got 17-year-old Monkey D. Dragon. Luffy was 17 when he started his adventure, and this is sort of like the start of Dragon's adventure. He trained up in the Marines, and Garp, following his path. But after this, he's probably going to go start his not the Revolutionary Army yet, but like the Freedom Fighters or something like that. So this is kind of his origin story, the start of his journey, and he's being barked at by his commanding officer. Stop thinking. Individual thoughts distract from the will of the group. Very next page, Heartsy. Very next page, we have a slave ship full of slaves, and Ivankov and Ginny, they're fighting back. They're sneaking into the communications room and stuff. And the other slaves are like, "What are you doing? Stop thinking. Stop being an individual. Do what's best for the group." Like Oda has a direct parallel saying soldiers in the army are fucking slaves, and if they don't do the right thing, it's going to lead to death, either their own death or like an internal moral suicide, inflicting death upon innocents. And I thought that was kind of crazy to have back-to-back pages of a slave and a commanding officer giving the same speech against individual thinking.
And I'm very interested to see how Garp plays into this because he's like the good-hearted Marine, and this is the incident that gave him the moniker "Hero of the Navy." So I wonder what he's gonna do during this God Valley incident. Which, judging by how this chapter ends, I think we're gonna see it this arc. I think we're gonna see the incident play out this arc, which is
It's
also
got
something
to
that's
be.
gonna happen.
Like next 2 or 3 chapters have got to be God Valley, if not more. There's no way he's saving it for later at this point.
Right.
Yeah, I think I've been won over after just this one chapter. It's got to be building to that, and then because this chapter is introducing, Davy D. Jones, legendary great pirate from the Void Century. So really, we're solving one epic flashback and then introducing elements of a new one. Like, oh yeah, but now we have to take care of God Valley because now we need this Davy D. Jones flashback to play out sooner than later. So yeah, let's get this shit over with. We got so much more to get to.
Right, of course. And I want to mention that I was always on the team of seeing God Valley play out during this arc. I was always going to say that. So I
Artsy wins
think,
again.
again, yep. Can't stop winning!
One Piece fans stay winning week after week. We got some answers in the chat. Murder is faster and less painful. That's fair.
True, true. Rock is about to be truly tragic. I think so. I really do think so.
Yeah, and let's talk about that tragedy. And you said Teach is a tragic character as well, which I don't disagree with. But Teach and Rocks seem to have very different dispositions in terms of, I get the word morality keeps coming to mind, but I'm still team Rocks did nothing wrong. The worst we see him do is fight Loki, who, as like a newborn baby, fell 1 billion feet and was fine. It's like, like 30-year-old child Loki getting beat up by rocks is not a big deal. You stupid pussies. Like Luffy was fighting a child of the same age in this very same arc, and Nami was being a pussy about it, as you may recall. So you're all Nami being a pussy that a 30-year-old giant who started the fight got hit. Boo the fuck who. Rox did nothing wrong. And I think Teach, he might have done a few things wrong. He might be a little brutal, but maybe that's just from our perspective as the reader, because we like Ace.
Right.
But if you find out, oh, your dad helped kill my dad, I don't know you shit. I'm gonna black hole the fuck out of you and send you to
Right.
Marineford.
I
So
definitely think that whatever Teach goes through during this God Valley incident will be the catalyst for who he turns out to be. I definitely think he's going to experience some hardship, some tragedy because of this incident, and that will cause him to go down the dark path.
there's an old SBS where he drew Blackbeard as a child, and there's like a crescent moon, and people
Hmm.
are saying maybe that's Garling, like the memory of Garling, who has that same fucking
Right.
moon facial hair. So that'd be interesting if you watch as Garling like stab his mom up or something.
That'd be horrific. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Shanks technically, I mean, he was 1 year old, but he just watched Garling stab his mom up.
Right.
Damn, Garling kills both of their moms. Ooh. Shamrock, man, he just doesn't give a fuck, does he? He probably
I
knows
guess
all
not.
this and just doesn't care.
Yeah.
She had it
I mean,
coming.
right. Max being up Loki for the first time they've met because Harold is Loki's dad, and Max wanting to talk to him.
Yeah, you guys think that these giant children are like a normal child who's 3. No, they're
Right.
literally 30 or 20 fucking years old. Like the giant child that Luffy attacked is literally older than him, has been on the earth longer. Okay? I don't give a fuck if he looks like a kid. He's 100 feet tall. He can take a couple hits. Also, it's a cartoon.
Right.
Schlitter says in an SBS, Oda drew what Blackbeard's mother might look like, and she was some crusty bag. Well, we don't really see her here, do we? We just see like the back of her while she's chained up in the cage in that
Right.
tiny panel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to my notes now because I didn't do a top of mind, so my top of mind will just be the rest of the chapter. In the cover story, Heartsy, we got Yamato and the new Yamato gang. Page 1 and whoever the fuck. They got a whole bunch of apples. Looks like a big bag of apples, chowing down on some delicious apples. And I don't know if you recall this arc called Wano, but the whole thing was like this is a land of famine, and the townspeople can't find any food, so they're eating these smile fruits, like these poisonous apples that ruin you permanently and don't even taste good. And then Luffy's fighting Kaido, and he says, I'm going to make a world where my friends can eat all they want. And then, like, right when he says the word eat, like, Kaido loses the will to keep fighting, and then he crashes down into lava.
Right.
Now, I imagine it's been, what, maybe a month or two? Are we to believe that Kaido gets pushed into lava, and now the famine is cured, and, like, the trees are growing apples, by the bounty? Is it just because Green Bull walked by and made all those plants sprout? Like now all the fruit trees are back? Like it's only been so few time. How's there so many apples now?
Well, they had food in Wano. They just didn't distribute it to the commoners. They were hoarded by the upper echelon. So I assume now it's the same food supply, but just being properly divided amongst the people.
So Luffy saved the day.
Yeah, of course. That's our goat.
We get a 41 page cover story that leads up to, oh yeah, now there's more food. Like other than that, the Moria thing, I don't know if we've learned anything other than I guess Yamato's building up her own little Odin clique.
Right. I really hope this cover story is over now.
Yeah, they're going back to where they started, so it should be over. Poopy Doopy says Queen's fat ass ate half of Wano's rations alone. That makes sense. And are they still all in that prison, or did they fuck off with them? All the beast pirates.
I assume they all just scattered after their Emperor Kaido got killed.
But they were all in the Udon prison, and then Green Bull like beat them up even more. So maybe they're dead.
I hope so, man. Where's the cover story about red bean soup? That's the most important plot point on Wano. The red bean soup.
Okay, Don Marlin is killed protecting Shaki. So I guess Ochoku, if he did it alone, I guess he's strong enough to kill potentially Gang Bij's father. I looked it up, and Gang Bij would have been 3 at the time, so hypothetically, this could be the death of his father. Let's get my long, sexy hair out for everybody to enjoy. It's getting hot in here. All these theories that I'm getting wrong are making me heated up, folks. I'm gonna have to get something correct, right now, since the spoilers are coming out probably within an hour, and then that'll be a pretty shitty theory if you read it off a spoiler. But Shaki is kidnapped, and the whole world is so heartbroken that like the global economy shuts down for weeks. What do you make of that? Is that like when Princess Diana was killed? Did the economy shut down?
I mean, we get a sense of how world famous Shaki is, but at the end of the day, she's still a pirate, right? Why would the
And a
world care
bartender.
Yeah, of course.
Just a bartender at that point.
Why would the world care so much about this hot, sexy bartender pirate?
Yeah, world's hottest chick gets kidnapped, and then we get a 1-year time skip. So they didn't really investigate trying to find her too hard. It just disappeared without a trace. Everybody's heartbroken. The economy moves on eventually. Garling goes to visit his children for the first time. Slaughters the mother. We've been through that. Some good stuff. I think we really already covered most of the chapter, actually, because then we have the parallel scenes of the Marine leader with Dragon, like I was saying, and then the slaves. What about the thumbnail? Young Morgans. At 15 years old, Big News Morgans, who's running like a small town paper at that time, already has the intelligence network for this information to leak to him that he can then leak to Pirate Island. So how does 15-year-old fucking Albatross Morgans have, I guess, who's reporting to him?
Maybe.
Was it Ginny?
I was just about to make the stupidest theory possible, so I'm not
Let's
even
hear
going
it,
to say
because
that.
it'll probably come true.
I was going to say that maybe his bird transformation allows him to communicate to other birds, so he'll literally send out birds to observe and bring back information.
Well, that's basically true, because all the news coups work for him, and if they don't, like, if people don't pay, the news coups will start fighting the people to get the payment, right? So,
Right.
They're not like brain dead. They're able to carry out a mission and communicate. So that might have spies all around the world in the form of these fucking birds. That might be true.
It should be another parallel to real life. The pigeons are drones, folks.
Yes, the birds aren't real. Oda knew it from the beginning. This albatross devil fruit allows him to spawn birds, and otherwise they would not exist. Like the toys from whatever, what was her name? Pudding? No, not Pudding. Who's that bitch who was eating the grapes?
The bird that ate Luffy in the first arc was in it. He was in on it. He knew what Luffy was going to become.
Yeah, I mean, Morgans probably knew about Luffy at that point. Maybe he was trying to catch him.
Yeah.
Sugar, thank you, Saitama. Since Heartsy couldn't remember and had a better point to make anyway. People say Morgan can talk to birds. Yeah, that would make sense. If Chopper can talk to every animal as a reindeer, which is fucking stupid, I don't know why Morgans wouldn't be able to talk to birds.
I think the explanation was Chopper was an animal originally who ate a human's own fruit.
Yeah,
so,
but why can a reindeer talk to anything else than a reindeer?
I have no idea. I think all animals can communicate or whatever.
That's racist as fuck. Like, humans can't even communicate with other humans because they speak different languages. It is what it is. What is next? Okay, we finally get we were thinking maybe Harold shows up to God Valley because of the Oda text narration last time. And maybe even Harold will be responsible for the death of Mr. Davy D. Zebek as we now know him. But no, that's not the case. They met on the way to God Valley. And we see a scene we've seen many times before. These legendary pirates die, where they drink sake cups with one of their great pirate rivals. Whitebeard and Shanks did this right before Whitebeard was killed at Marineford. We see in the flashback of Roger doing this with Whitebeard before he's killed.
I think the scene is really beautiful because it's it's like one of the first times we see Rock actually vulnerable, talking to someone who he still considers his friends, and what he says, "Fortune is not on my side." I feel like that just cuts deep. He just needs help as desperately as possible, and the only thing he cares about is making sure his wife and his child are safe. He says he does not care what happens afterwards. God.
And that's been the theme of Elbaf. We talked about this before. That a child is a parent's greatest weakness and treasure, and that's why Dragon is such a bad dad, because he doesn't want anybody, or he didn't want anybody to know about Luffy, because those
Right.
go after him, and then he can't be the revolutionary leader he needs to be if he's worried about that. And yeah, I mean, even fucking Odin, his son was his greatest weakness, and it wasn't even Momo. It was a bitch pretending to be Momo, and that was the downfall of Odin in that fight. So,
Right.
the lesson here, I think, Oda wants us to learn is do not have children. It will just make you weak, and then you can't fulfill your destiny. If Teach was not a prisoner on that island, Zebek doesn't care about Shaki. He doesn't need to go save her ass, and then maybe he goes back to the flower room, like flower chamber that he promised Emu he would return to and kick his ass. But he
Oda
had a
becomes
kid.
a father. Oda becomes a father, and every arc after that is about how valuable children are.
Is that when it happened around Dressrosa?
Yeah.
Yeah, with
After,
Rebecca.
yeah, Rebecca, of course, and
Mm.
then yeah,
One Piece grew up with Oda, and it's evolving with him through his, I
right.
guess, 50s now. Is he in his 50s? Still
Late
40s?
40s, late 40s, I think. Late
That is
40s. He's
so
a
young, to be
Yeah, he's
honest.
a young guy. I
He
mean, he
could he could
started.
write a second One Piece. He really could.
I think he
Especially with
started One
AI helping
Piece.
out in the future. You wouldn't have to draw so much.
I think he started One Piece in his like early to mid 20s, so he started young.
I think like in high school he was probably dreaming up the early stages of the characters and stuff.
Right, of
Like
course.
around 17.
Yeah, I'm being accused of stealing my theory from Joy Boy's Theories, whose videos I do watch, but I haven't seen him cover Big News Morgan. That is straight from my brain.
Should we hear what all YouTubers Hardsy's been watching for One Piece content, other than
I've been
Mumkey D. Jones?
I've been watching a good amount. I've been, of course, watching your channel, Monkey D. Jones.
Other than that one.
I've been watching Joy Boy's Theories. I've been watching the Grand Line Review, even though I don't. He's like the slop of One Piece content.
Yeah, you can stop watching Grand Line Review. There's no. Is there anything valuable in those videos?
I like the editing, and sometimes I get like some information I didn't know from his videos. But other
Okay,
than that, he's kind of just slop. I watch Ohara, um, and other. Oh, wait, oh, of course, Dawn and Dusk, the goat,
that's right.
right?
Dawn and Dusk, and then he also has a second channel called Luna Pina Art or something, but he's not doing the girl text to speech voice. It's just him as like an awkward Japanese guy with
You
his.
tell me that's not a real girl?
Yeah, no, those videos are made by a Japanese man. Dawn and Dusk, yeah, he's just
I
doing
thought
a.
that was a real girl.
That's a text to speech with Stussy as the image. You thought that was
Wow.
a voice speaking? AI's gotten that
I,
good?
I thought the voice was real, but I thought the actual. Jeez, I didn't know that.
You thought that a woman was coming up with good One Piece content.
I thought, yeah, I was actually like super into the content. Damn.
Sawyer Seven Mage was the best, and he has a video from like 3 years ago predicting that Blackbeard was descended from the Davy clan or whatever, and it's been going viral again because he got all this shit right so early. But he hasn't posted
Whoa.
in a year. I guess he had some personal issues in life and had to abandon One Piece content. So basically, the second best I've ever seen, other than Dawn and Dusk,
Right.
is down for the count.
Damn. Man, it's so sad that we'll never be able to appreciate the story in its native language.
Life could be long. You could learn Japanese. I think
Yeah.
best guy ever Nate once upon a time was trying to learn Japanese just to better understand One Piece, but I don't know if he's still doing that. I haven't talked to him in a few minutes. On anything else from this reveal, actually, that, oh, my name's not Rox, it's Davy. Davy D. Zabek. So,
I, I think this is an I know this is not really something important to harp on, but there is a popular theory for a long time that Davy Jones and Joy Boy were the same person, and that they were just different interpretations as legends go. But I've always felt that Davy Jones and Joy Boy were two different people and were the two different sides of the D clan, and I feel like this reveal just makes me believe that even harder.
would it not be interesting, though, if one a misinterpretation of somebody from 800 years ago can inspire two entirely different branches, like the Luffy branch and the Blackbeard branch? Because otherwise, it is more nepo piece where if every character has an exact parallel character through every generation of time, at that point, it's almost goofy with how much destiny and bullshit is involved.
I can see that. In other news, I started watching Naruto recently, and I'm really glad there's none of that in that anime.
Naruto, it tried its best for a long time. Okay,
It's really good so far, so I'm really loving
it's so
it.
good at the beginning. It's so good. It really is so good for so long. I think we'll do Naruto Virgin for Agi after One Piece Virgin when we catch up. So about a year from now.
That's
And
awesome.
I've also I'm 9 volumes into Free Irin, but there's only 14 of them, so I need to slow down on reading that. So I started reading the Zatch Bell, also known as Gash Bell manga, and that's incredible. It's so incredible. Zatch Bell is an addictive, page turner. If you guys need something fun and light to read, that's also shown in battles or whatever.
I'm always looking for more things to fill the void that One Piece has left. I think I remember you talking about starting Hunter x Hunter in the group chat. Isn't
It's
that
dog
correct?
shit. I dropped it after like 100 chapters. It never got better. Zatch Bell Volume 1 is better than all of Hunter x Hunter. It's so much better. I'm not even kidding on any level. Like, please, folks, read the first volume of both and tell me who did it better.
I guess I'll remove that from my list of eventual mangas.
Especially because it's never going to end. The author is doing one chapter a year until he's dead, whereas Zatch Bell, I believe, ended. I believe
Hasn't
it
it,
ended.
hasn't it been on hiatus since 2017, Hunter x Hunter?
I think he's doing one chapter a year.
Damn.
And if I recall, the main character hasn't been in like the last 8 chapters, evidently. So
Oh,
the
wow.
main character hasn't been drawn by the author in a decade, maybe.
Oof.
Hunter x Hunter had absolutely nothing going for it other than maybe, oh, the Phantom Troop has cool designs, and I have a baby bird brain, so I
I mean,
want the characters to do cool stuff because they look
it's,
cool. That's the
it's
only
a,
thing you can get out of that.
isn't it about a young boy who hunts monsters and shit?
No, it's
No?
not.
No? That's
No,
what
it's
I heard.
his dad left a hint in a $10 million video game, and he's trying to win it in an auction for 40 chapters.
Oh my god.
You know how poetic and beautiful the titles of the chapters in One Piece are? The last 40 chapters I've read of Hunter x Hunter, every chapter is the date part 1.
Oh
So
my
August
god.
3rd, part 1, August 3rd, part 2. For 5 or 6 volumes in a row, he gave up on creative titles. Just like he gave up on strong back exercise, evidently. So fuck
Okay.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
Fuck Yu Yu Hakusho. That shit sucked too. Go read Zatch Bell.
I have like other modern shonens I want to try, but like I don't know about them. Like My Hero, I know the community is really cringe, but it might be good.
Somebody let me know if he ever gets the $10 billion video game that his dad left a hint in. I'm dying to know. Thrilling storytelling. Okay. Do you think that the government is doing this as a trap for Rox? Because Rox does not seem to think so, and the government is specifically sending Harold to intercept him on the ocean to kill him right here and now. So The resource that Garling was excited about, I guess, is just the remnants of the Davy clan that they want to exterminate in this grand party, and they're hoping that Rox does not show up. So maybe they don't know that Rox's son is there.
I feel like I do feel like it's a trap for two reasons. One, at the very end of the chapter, they announced that they found members of the Davy clan on this island, so they know the Davy clan is still in existence, and they know that some of the residents are on this island. Reason number two, I think this is a trap, is Ochoko, of course, is a rat and has ratted out the location of Shaki and how to kidnap her. What's to say that he's not also feeding information that that's gonna make Rox angry and he's gonna charge into God Valley.
Well, he didn't tell anybody on his crew his God Valley connection. He only told Harold.
Right. Oh.
And then Ochoku, the coward, because he's the one who did all this, and he's working for the government. So then when the news is given, go to God Valley to save Shaki, he's like, I don't know about that, guys. And then he's nowhere to be seen at God Valley. So I guess he didn't
Even
go.
Without the familial connection, it can be reasonably assumed that he will charge into God Valley because of Shaki, because
Right.
everyone knows that he has a strong affinity towards her.
Right. Okay. So in that case, yeah, we need to send Harold to interfere because they're on their way to save Shaki.
Right.
So yeah, that all adds up to me. Because why would they send all their precious Israeli celestial dragons to a place where the most powerful pirate's about to pull up?
Right.
Like, what are they expecting? Fucking, it's Shaki. I guess they didn't want that information to leak out, but like now Gold Roger's on the way, so get those dragons out of there. Goonko is seen here.
Mm-hmm.
So what is our theory with Goonko? Brooke was a mentor to her in some way as a child, some 80 odd years ago. This is happening about 39, 40 years ago. So Goonko, I guess we were saying, maybe got kidnapped from her kingdom as a princess, but is now part of this Myanmar royal family, because the Myanmar celestial dragon says, hey, Goonko, now that you're here, you can help us get points in the rabbit hunting thing. And it's like house points in Harry Potter, I guess. Like all the clans are gonna like add up points together, killing these innocent people. So that's a fun family outing. So is Goonko like adopted to this family, or is she their slave? What do we think?
Maybe Gunko is like a forced servant of Emu. Like whenever Emu wants to take a human form, she or he uses Gunko. I feel like Gunko might be her preferred vessel.
But then Emu gets to participate in the rabbit hunting game for the Myanmar family? That doesn't seem fair.
If Emu's power is needed at any point, maybe because Rox is there and he's a super powerful pirate, maybe Emu through Gunko will take down Rox.
That is probably what we're going to see, is exactly what's happening in Elbaf right now, with like the wings sprouting out of Goonko and then Reversi, Domini, whatever that shit is happening to all these people. But Kaido's big thing was, pirates will betray you. Would he be saying that if, perhaps pirates were demonically possessed? Or are the Rox pirates, without being tainted, going to just betray and kill him anyway?
I mean, we know that nobody on the Rox Pirates actually likes or cares about Rox. I feel like at the sight of danger, they might just betray him and flee.
Oh, and that's the betrayal, is not having his back as he's getting brutally killed by Emu.
Right.
That could be it. Tebow, Mobo, I think that rabbit's line from Mihawk way back when actually is very intentional, and Oda waited over 1,000 chapters to really pay it off with the exact same word. Hunter on Fraud Watch, One Piece the GOAT. Absolutely, One Piece is the GOAT. And all these other things I compare to One Piece in my head. Like if One Piece is the 10 out of 10, Free Aren is like a solid 8 out of 10. Zatch Bell so far is so fucking good. I mean, Anything else from this chapter, Heartsy?
Let me think. I have the chapter pulled up right here. We talked about Gunka. We talked about Young Teach and Shanks. Um, I don't think we missed anything major. Of course, Roger and Garp, their feud is on full display when they're both going towards God Valley, and you see the exact same reaction shot uh, when they find out that that they're both going to be there. That's pretty
Yeah, I
funny,
think Garp is like screaming, and Conqueror's hockey is just shooting off of him.
right?
I don't know why he's so mad at Roger. They're about to team up to kill Rocks. They should be friends.
I don't. That cannot be what happens. I just like uh, the fraud piece has been going hard on Roger recently. There's been a lot of funny memes slandering Roger because of these recent chapters. I don't think I don't want to be in the camp of Roger's a fraud just yet.
He can be
I
a
think
fraud in his youth who then gets inspired by the events of God Valley to take life seriously.
maybe, but if I see him if I see him fighting on fighting just fucking slaves, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna be able to forgive him for his future good actions.
Yeah, these next few chapters are going to define Roger for a lot of people. So this God Valley incident better not play out the way that lying Sengoku said all the way back, I guess, at the Reverie or whenever the fuck that shit was.
Right.
When were those? Was that in the middle of Wano when we got those? Or was that right before Wano?
I think the first time we hear about God Valley is in Wano, right?
We got a message from Scarab, a member for 3 months. God Usopp versus Gunko Emu round 2 after flashback. As you may recall, we just went through, and Heartsy, I believe you were there, or maybe it was E-Rich. Who was there for the Saba Odi review when we realized the only 2 Straw Hats to hit a Celestial Dragon were Luffy and Usopp?
I commented that by myself in the group chat,
Okay,
but I
yeah,
wasn't there.
I knew I talked to you about it somewhere because I remembered you
Yeah,
saying something about it. See,
yeah.
I would not be surprised if Usopp and Luffy are the 2 critical roles here to take down Emu. Why not?
I think that panel of Usopp accidentally falling on the Celestial Dragon is just one of the funniest things.
It's pure Kino. He's an accidental god. I mean, I don't want to compare anything to Harry Potter, folks, but if Luffy's the Harry Potter here, surely Usopp's the Neville Longbottom, like the joke character who is low-key the actual chosen one the whole time. I think that's the vibe being put off here.
I'd love that. Hell yeah.
I think it's guaranteed to happen, to be honest.
Our boy will finally become a proud warrior. Hell yeah.
Monkey, you should watch an episode or 2 of the Zatch Bell dub. So I did, as a child, I watched all of it, and that's how I even knew to give Zatch Bell a shot again, but now as the manga. Zatch was voiced by Jimmy Neutron, that sounds right. I remember Iron Man Fulgore, Invincible Fulgore. But I believe in Japanese, he's not actually singing a song about. I get the dub changed it to be a very innocent song, and he's actually singing about like tits or something. So I can't wait to get to that part in the manga. Any other manga recommendations from you, Hardzy? What do you think of Naruto so far? Where are you at?
I think I'm halfway through the tuning exams, which are really good so far. I would describe it as Ninja Hunger Games. Really, it's so fun. It's surprisingly dark, and I think I might be called blasphemous for what I'm about to say. So just bear
Are
in
you going to
mind.
say the opening 100 chapters of Naruto are better than the opening 100 chapters of One Piece?
I was gonna say that Naruto has a stronger start than One Piece does.
I think that's fair. That is fair. I mean, East Blue, until you get to the Bharati, these TikTok Zoomers might not have the attention span.
the Wave of Lands arc is such a good opening. It's such a good opening arc. The fight on the bridge is so damn kino.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even deny it. I mean, the Zabuza and Haku fight, what an early One Piece can compare if you're into brutal, awesome fights.
We see Naruto's rage mode for the first time, and that's super kino. So peak.
Until you realize, oh, the character has a built-in mode where he can never lose, and just like the ultimate power inside will come out and save the day.
Now too. Sasuke has that now too. After he got bit by the snake woman, the snake guy.
So I guess the only outcome is that they have to fight each other then to see whose inner demon is stronger.
Right.
Taking bets, who's gonna win? Before the time skip, who will win, Naruto or Sasuke?
I feel like at this point, my only gripe is that Sasuke seems more of a main character than the actual the title character of the show or of the series. I feel like Sasuke is definitely stronger than Naruto in terms of his rage mode right now. But I feel like it's gonna be like I feel like the arc he's gonna follow is that he realizes he does not want this demon rage mode inside him, and he's gonna try to seek out what's the villain's name? The snake.
Orochimaru.
Orochimaru.
Another Orochi.
I think he's going to seek out Orochi to try to get rid of the gift that he was given.
When you say you're halfway through the tuning exams, like
they're halfway through the third exam right now.
Is that the tournament?
Yes.
So what's the last fight you read? Did you read the Gaara fight yet?
Yes, okay. Gaara is so cold-hearted. Jesus.
I love that fight with him and Lee. I wonder, have you seen the anime version of that fight?
Not yet, no.
Yeah, check that out on YouTube. I think it's just like a good 20-30 minute video, but it gets people hyped. I remember Asterios Kokonos in 2017 was over at my house, and I just showed him that one fight, and he was plugged the fuck in. Like, he didn't have any context. It's entertaining, objectively, seeing those two power sets go head to head.
Yeah, I was not expecting how cold-hearted and evil Gaara is. Just Naruto is so surprisingly violent and gruesome. Like, I'm so used to early One Piece. It's all like it's not. There's nothing really that gruesome or grotesque.
Nobody dies, and then Naruto, there's literal children dying all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough about the Naruto virgin here.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get more Naruto takes next time. And I think that's it for this One Piece episode as well, Heartsy. Anything you want to plug?
Nothing right now, but I just want to get. Want to get my final thoughts off. I'm so glad that we're finally going to see the God Valley incident, and it seems like I was right when I said it's going to play out during this arc. It would be very embarrassing if I'm preemptively celebrating me being right, and then the next chapter is the flashback is over, and we're back to present day. So that'd be very
let's go read the spoilers and see if you're correct. But there's no way he's gonna blue ball us on this. It's important context at this point. We need to see the tragedy of rocks to really understand Loki. So it has to happen.
Of course.
Rico, thanks for watching. Filthy Dinger, Ghoul City, and everybody else. See you next time, folks. Peace, people.